Hello my boys, good morning. Today we're gonna talk about Harbingers and I will show you how I like to farm them. Yeah, if you have a proper Atlas setup, this can be really profitable. So here is the loot, what to expect from this farm. I will explain everything and what are the odds of getting those items. But first let's show the Atlas tree. So here is what I like to run. When I'm doing Harbingers, I always pair it up with Beyond. This is the best synergy, hands down. Always when I'm doing Harbingers, I will take Beyond. This is because Harbingers spawn a lot of rare enemies that can spawn a lot of Beyond monsters. So this strategy here, it's also good for power leveling, not only for items. You will level up very fast. Yeah. So not only that you get good loot, you will also level up very fast. So my advice to you is always pair up Harbingers with Beyond. Yeah, this is the best combo that you can get. So here I have all the Harbinger nodes. Then I will take this Beyond nodes without the possibility to add the Beyond boss. The idea is that we want to spawn extra monster inside our maps, so we don't want to trigger the Beyond boss. That's why we need to take this keystone, but it gets even better. Yeah, here we can have followers of Kitash that have 30% more, which is a multiplier of finding divination cards in your maps. Yeah, so if you're farming specific divination cards in tier 16, doing this strategy actually give you better chances of dropping good divination cards. As a matter of fact, if you noticed on my YouTube channel, my first card, Apothecary, that I dropped in this league, in a similar fashion, I had Beyond in the Jungle Valley. Yeah, and I dropped my first Apothecary, and because I had followers of Kitash that give 30% more divination card chance. So this strategy is great. We will talk about the maps that you can scry in a second. Also, you want to take Ether of Old altars, because some of these altars are overpowered. They can give you Divine Orb altars, Exalted Orb altars, SCARAB altars. You will have plenty of good SCARAB altars. And of course, quantity altars. Because we'll do mostly Jungle Valley, where we don't have boss altars. So you'll have a lot of quantity altars. Yeah, the Jungle Valley map is best for this strategy. We will talk about it. I also like to take this node. So up to 5 rare monsters, they drop better loot. And here we will gonna take rituals just for the altars. We won't do the ritual event, just for the altars to spawn additional monsters. Here we took here, so we guarantee to have 4 altars, and they will spawn, will give us additional monsters that can drop loot and can also drop omens. Yeah. As a matter of fact, we should talk now about the loot. As you can see, I put here omens. You will get pretty often omens, and some of them have even the cheap ones. Omen of Amelioration, it's you can sell it with Faustus for 50 Chaos Orb. Omen of Brilliance, you can also sell it with Faustus for 10 Chaos. Use Faustus, you get a better price. And of course you have the old ones, Omen of Fortune, Omen of Connection, and this is extra loot that you can get on top. So again, we are not doing the ritual arenas, we are just clearing the monsters that the ritual arenas spawn. Yeah? I will do a map showcase so you can see it better. Good. Now let's talk about a little about the maps that you can scry. So here on Jungle Valley, now in this league, you can scry maps, so you can move divination cards around. Now I have the Mage Blood card, but I realized 2 days ago that a better map would be Moon Temple. Okay, here is the Moon Temple map. This card is actually better because you can drop 2 expensive cards, the Progenesis of Lunaris and 7 Years of Bad Luck. They both are above 2 Divine Orbs, yeah, and they have a better chance to drop than Apothecary. Problem is that I tried to run multiple Moon Temples and I didn't got the Nameless Seer. So my plan is to move Moon Temple onto Jungle Valley. So these cards, 2 cards that are expensive and they have a better chance to drop than Apothecary. Yeah, and this is the idea. I will do more Moon Temples and then move them to Jungle Valley. Jungle Valley is the best map that you can run. Okay, back I was explaining that Jungle Valley is the best map for farming divination cards in tier 16 because you don't have boss related altars, meaning that you have more quantity altars that will aid you in dropping those specific divination cards that you're farming. So Jungle Valley, hands down the best map for farming divination cards. Now let's go back here to my loot. So I explained the omens from Ritual. Here it's from the Ether altars. You will get from time to time Grand Eldritch altars, Greater Eldritch altars. Even this one can drop because we have the Eldritch influence, yeah. Here is from the Beyond. Here are the most common drops that you will get, but you will also see a lot of Tainted Orb of Fusings, Tiny Mythic Orbs, and this is because the Harbingers spawn a lot of Beyond monsters. So it's pretty common actually to see Tainted Orb of Fusings and Tiny Mythic Orb with this strategy. These are more rare, and this is exceptionally rare. You rarely see one, but when you get one, it's like 6 Divine Orbs. This is the idea. Now, from the Harbinger strategy, these are very, very common. So these shards here, you drop them everywhere, but even these ones are very common. So you'll get the Ancient Orb Shard, Annulment Orb Shard, and Exalted Orb Shard. These are very, very common from this strategy, and they also sell for a good price, no? So this 10 Exalted Orb for 1 Divine. This is like 18 Ancient Orbs, 1 Divine. And this one, let me check. 35, 40 for 1 Divine. But these are very common, man. You get them a lot. Now, Fracturing Orb, actually, you will get them plenty of times. I consider them common also because you get, like in 10 maps, you will have found some. And this is very rare. So the Mirror Shards are very rare, but I want to highlight, they have a slight chance to be converted into the actual currency. So when you get a Fracturing Shard, it can drop because of the passive that we took into a Fracturing Orb directly. Happened to me. Now the Mirror Shards, you know, you can get them, but you won't see them too often. Let me put it like this. Yesterday, for example, I ran Harbingers and I got 2 Mirror Shards. So this was like 10 hours ago. I got 2 Mirror Shards. I'll put the screenshot now on the screen. I was very happy. When this happens, you'll be happy. And that Mirror Shard can convert directly into a Mirror of Calandra. Oh, imagine that, you know. My boys, now let's talk a little about the SCARABs, and then I'm gonna jump into maps so you can see the strategy in action. Yeah, okay, so we go here to the SCARAB. For my strategy here, you want to put 3 Harbinger SCARABs, so we have a lot of them. And this is mandatory, you need to have them to be a Harbinger boss, and you want to duplicate those currency shards. For example, yesterday I dropped that Mirror Shard, and I got 2. You know, you drop 4 Fracturing Shards, and you get 2. This is the best setup that you can use for Harbingers, hands down. Now I'm gonna choose some maps. I'll take this, Jungle Valley maps. Jungle Valley is the best map that you can run, especially for this strategy. So you might want to scry some good divination cards on it, you know. Now, let's use it now on the spot. I'll put some chisels. Okay, I like to use my things on the spot, you know. Then I'll put, this is the regex filter that I use for this build. I want everything to get highlighted. Yeah. Then I apply a Valor, but this build can do 8 modifiers maps, you know, like this, for example. They have a lot of item quantity. Yeah. I'll run this one. We put the... Oh, I already have the setup here. What do you know? It's the same setup. Like here, we're gonna put the Harbinger Atlas 3. We're gonna put Harbinger on the map device. Where it is, me? Harbinger here, and you put the Ether of Volt Influence. And we hit it. Good stuff. You will love this strategy, man. If you pair it with Beyond and a Ritual, like I've shown you here, you will love it. You know? Oh, we're under attack. We're under attack. Now, also, if you have a build that can clear them, you know, relaxed and very easy, that's even better. Look, I got an Omen here. You'll see Omens pretty often. Here you want to put the Ancient Shards and Annulment Shards. You don't need to take all the Chaos Orb Shards. You know, just the Ancient Shards, Annulment Shards, like this. This is the idea. What's this? This I like to corrupt. Here for the rituals, you check if it's Nameless Ritual. From time to time you'll have that Nameless Ritual, which will give you King of the Mist invites that sell for a good price.
I cannot do this.
So we're not actually doing the rituals, this is the idea. If you want to do this build, by the way, I'll put it in the description of the video. I released the build guide yesterday on it. Yeah, it's a very fun build, very tanky, and can be made for 40-15 Diviners, which is pretty cheap for what you can do. Yeah. I use this build mostly for farming Harbingers, but also it's good for Breach, if you want to farm Breach, or if you want to farm Abyss, you know, it's also great. And it's fun, man. Look. Basically, it's a walking simulator, you know. It's a 0-button build. Okay. Okay, let's see how much profit we make after a map. You see another Omen. There are actually 5 Omens that have good value that you can sell with Faustus. When you sell them with Faustus, try to overprice them slightly. Let me check this one. No. Exalted Orb Shard, you see, you take it. As you can notice, I don't pick the Chaos Orb Shards. No, you're wasting time if you're gonna pick those. just Ancient Orb Shards, Annulment Orb Shard, and Exalted Orb Shards. Yeah. Okay, Tainted Jewel or Sword, we'll take it. And also this strategy is very good for reaching level 100. Especially if you did my build here with Fulcrum Chieftain, my version here. You will use this strategy to power level to 100 because it's pretty safe for this build, you know. There's also that Omen of Amelioration. In case you die for some reason, it will prevent your experience loss. Look, Fracturing Shard, yeah, and I got duplicated because of the setup, you know. Good stuff. We take all these shards here and we'll check the profit. Now the profit will be high because I dropped those Fracturing Shards, you know. But it's also because of the Atlas 3 and the SCARABs that we use. So we need to be smart when we do these Atlas setups, yeah. Always when I took Harbingers, you need to pair it up with Beyond. Especially if you farm divination cards. Here, for example, I can drop the Apothecary. And these Beyond monsters can be followers of Kitash, bettering my chances of finding the card, you know? Let's open a new map. Let's take this one, why not? Good stuff. You know, I have my coffee here, it's still hot. You drink it while it's hot. Actually, Harbinger farm is fun because you never know what you get. Everyone is waiting for Fracturing Shards actually and for Mirror Shards. Also, when you drop a Fracturing Shard, it has that slight chance to turn into a Fracturing Orb. Yeah, good stuff. Look, Exalted Orb Shard, we take it. Ancient Orb Shard is good. Yeah. And you can also level up gems in offhand. Yeah. So if you're a nerd and you want to make more money, you just put here in offhand leveling gems. Take a bow and that quiver, Maloney mechanism. Here I'm checking for the ritual, if you have the nameless ritual. Oh, this is a sign that you need to do the build. These are the boots that I'm using. Man, I love this build, man. I love this build. And again, I made it very cheap. So this version is very, very cheap. So I did my best, even for the Ignite tattoos that are very expensive. I used the trick with Flammability Curse, so we reach 100% Ignite chance using Flammability. So you don't need to pay a lot for those expensive tattoos. Everything was calculated. And if you don't really want to die, there is a regex in the description of the build guide that you can apply to your maps and you won't die. Yeah, look. Usually, now I'm recording, but usually I listen to some music and I play relax. I just move around. Man, I love it. Here is an altar. Now, because we don't, this is Jungle Valley, you'll have a lot of item quantity altars. And this can help you with those divination cards. Oh, this I want to identify. If it's 5 auras, I will corrupt. No. Look, Ancient Orb. It dropped directly. Yeah? So imagine getting a Mirror Shard and it gets converted directly into a Mirror of Kalandra. It happened to some guys. Let's take this. Good times. Here in the Ritual Arena you can drop Omens. And from time to time you will drop those 5 expensive Omens. No. Also the experience is nice. Keep in mind that I'm level 98. So from 98 to 99 it's pretty hard.
cannot do this yet.
I want to do the final boss here, simply because it will drop that invitation. Okay, so I notice here the progression, it's 28-28, so the boss will guarantee drop that invitation, so I need to take it. With this build, you know, you can just stay in the middle, and the boss will come to you. Oh, 2 bosses. And they will die. Look. So easy, so nice. Good. Now let's go back. Okay, my boys, I'll put the PoE planner in the description of the video. This is the best way that you can farm Harbingers, hands down, hands down. So each league I put Harbingers with Beyond, no questions asked. In this league I improvised and I also took rituals, but you should always put Harbingers with Beyond. This is the moral of the story. Enjoy this grade 3, I'll put it in the description of the video. Good luck and enjoy the rest of the day. Cheers!